What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. So over the past 50 years or so, your typical fan looked something like this, something very basic without that many features. Well, lately things have changed quite a bit in the fan space. So now a modern fan looks something like this. So on the left here we have the DREO 765S and on the right here we have the Shark FlexBreeze. So in today's video I'm going to do a bit of a comparison between these two and figure out which one is the better fan. So let's start with the prices. Typically, and of course depending where you're buying it, the Shark here is about $10 to $20 more expensive than the DREO. But again, it really depends when you're buying it, the website where you buy it from. Sometimes they're about the same price, but typically the Shark is slightly more expensive. Our first difference here, as you can probably notice for yourself, is the height. So this is the maximum height for our DREO. So of course it's clearly higher than the Shark. And I do prefer this height here, mostly if you're sitting in bed. So if you have a bed that's somewhat taller, this is barely tall enough to blow over that bed. So I wish this would have been somewhat higher. Both the DREO and the Shark can also become table fans, so this easy. Now this is the base for our DREO, so you have to screw this in here and basically you put it down and it becomes a table fan. And the same goes with this one, but the base is actually built in, so you don't have to screw that in. But again, this is a bit lower in height than our DREO. Of course, both fans come with a remote control in the box. This is the remote control that we have for our DREO, and this is the remote control that we have for our Shark. So you basically point the remote at them and then you can control them. Now, the DREO has a feature that we don't actually have for this Shark fan. So this one can be controlled from the DREO app, and you can also control the DREO app from the Google Assistant or Amazon's Alexa. So you can basically control this fan just with your voice. So you're chilling in bed, you go, "Hey Google, turn on the fan," and then the fan comes on. So I do like that quite a bit about this one because it can easily be controlled with your voice. You don't have to look for the remote control, you don't have to look for your phone or anything like that. Now, if you do want to modify something with this one, it's much easier to do that from the app. Because let me tell you, the remote control that we have for this Shark is very confusing to use. So this Shark fan can move left and right, and supposedly you can adjust that angle, so moving left and right. But to this remote control here, it's almost impossible to do. It took me like 25 minutes just to set this up to move a certain angle. So not that easy to control with this remote control. You can also do that from the remote control of the DREO, but it is so much easier, so much more convenient to change all that from the DREO app. So you open the app, you can actually see there the angle that you want and all that. So it's much easier controlling the fan from the app on your phone. Hey Google, turn on the small fan. Hey Google, set the small fan to level 4. Another major difference is the fact that our DREO here can move left and right. So if you want the air to just blow left and right, but it can also do up and down. It can also do like a rotation. With our Shark here, this one cannot do that. So this one can only move left and right. And if you want to change the angle, you basically push it up, push it down manually. Now, that may not be a problem, but if you're sitting in bed or if you're sitting on the couch, you actually have to get up and do that manually, which is not a big deal, but it's a nice feature to have as we have it on the DREO here. Now let's also talk about the feature that the Shark FlexBreeze has that our DREO does not have. So as you can see, it's not plugged in anywhere. The Shark here actually has an internal battery. It's a 4000 milliamp hour battery if I remember right. So you could use this even if you don't have a power outlet next to you. Now the downside to this, it doesn't last long. So if you use it on level 1 here, so this is level 1, it will run for a couple of hours. But if you want a bit more airflow, Yeah, this is not gonna last long. So it's a great idea to have, but if you're hoping to stay out the whole night, for example, and this keeps running, that's not gonna be the case. So this will run out of power very quickly, mostly if you use the fan at a higher wind level, let's say. Another difference I've noticed in between these two fans is how the information is displayed. So we actually have a display on the DREO here, so you can see the rotation, you can see the fan speed and all that, where on our Shark we just have a few dots at the top there. Now the display here can also be turned off from the app, so if you don't want any lights at night, well, you can turn that off so it's completely dark. This one also turns off by itself after a few seconds of not touching the fan. Another important part for a fan is of course how loud or how quiet it is. So our DREO fan has 12 levels of fan power, where our Shark has 5 levels of fan power. So I have a decibel meter right here, it's an app on this phone. So right now the DREO is running on level 1. So I'll be quiet so we can see the decibel meter. So this is showing about 34 decibels. We'll increase this. This is level 3. So right now it's showing about 41 decibels. At level 5 it's showing about 48. At level 8 it's showing about 56. And about 64 decibels at the highest level, which was level 12. So now let's check out that Shark. So we have the Shark at level 1 and it's showing about 30 decibels. At level 3 it's showing about 40 decibels, and at the last level it's showing about 56 decibels, but keep in mind that the Shark is nowhere as powerful as our DREO. The DREO is way more powerful. And just to give you some more specifications, our DREO fan pushes about 2,549 cubic meters of air per hour, where our Shark pushes about 1,699 cubic meters of air per hour. The wind distance on our DREO fan is 36.58 meters, where on our Shark is 21.34 meters, with a wind speed on our DREO of 8.53 meters per second, where our Shark gets 7.21 meters per second. So our DREO fan is definitely more powerful than our Shark fan. So to quickly conclude this video, even though the Shark fan is a bit more expensive, the DREO fan is definitely the better product here. It is more powerful and it has a lot more features as well. The app, the Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa control, voice control, which is definitely a big plus. The vertical and horizontal oscillation, something that we don't get from the Shark fan. So our DREO fan here is definitely the better product out of the two. Thanks DREO for sponsoring this video. Of course, there will be some links in the video's description so you can check out the DREO fan and of course the Shark fan. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer whatever questions you may have. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.